after a 3-game slide. They are just 3-5 versus the West this year, but a win today, and they will be off to the playoffs once again. And Edmonton facing this must-win. They have won 3 in a row at home, but are just 2-5 versus the West so far this season. Winnipeg won the coin toss, deferred, and Edmonton will have the ball to start this game. It's a big one for both clubs. They met earlier in the season. It was a 36-23 win for the Bombers, and they did not have Brady Oliveira in that game. We are underway in Edmonton, and this will be taken just outside the 20 by Javon Leake. Leake with a move, tracked down from behind, just outside the Edmonton 45, and then this will be our first look at Cody Fajardo this evening.
I think a very important thing, and I talked to Mark Killam about this week. What do you got to do against this football team? Physicality is the first word out of their mouth. So this offense, got to get Justin Rankin going. They got to play physical football and make sure they can take the physicality, because they know the Bombers are a physical unit. Looking forward to watching this matchup in the trenches.
Cody Fajardo was watching in the first meeting. Trey Ford started that game, 252 passing yards and a touchdown in that one. They'll start it on the ground. Rankin, maybe a yard on the play. Let's take a look at this Edmonton offense.
Alberta Golden Bear Carter O'Donnell spent the last 5 years in the NFL before signing in September. 4 start today, comes back into the organization that Chris Morris brought him to as a president and when he played. And Justin Rankin, second in the CFL with 12 TDs, and he's going to make you pay if you're not in your gaps in the run.
Those 12 touchdowns, 8 on the ground, 4 through the air for Rankin. 2nd and 9 here. Bombers show heat, and they're going to bring it. Fajardo gets it away, down the field, lays it out there, and it bounces off the defender's helmet. Dexter Lawson Jr. working there against O.J. Hilaire.
A little bit of a pressure situation where everybody's covered. You're going to see all these guys taking gaps, and then there's going to be one more that you can't see as he comes to add in. There's too many for Cody. Cody gets a little room to be able to throw the ball just a little bit outside for AJ. Misses that throw a little bit. Allen's there. They bought some time, just couldn't locate the football on the shot play versus the blitz.
Jake Julian called into duty early here. He'll hang one way up there. Vavel hustles over to his right. Steps out of bounds the moment he catches that ball. Pretty good kick from Julian, who's averaging just over 52 yards per punt so far this year. And there's a look at Zach Collaros.
An amazing game for them. The key to this football game for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, or basically the Elks defense, they had 290 yards on first down. You cannot allow this offense with so many weapons to be able to make plays and do different things in their offensive system on first down. For the Elks, they have to win first down, put Zach in second and long situations for them to win.
Last time we saw the Bombers might have been the best they looked all season. Collaros wants to throw here, bouncing around the pocket, pushes it ahead, but still taken down. Brinkman is there, his 2nd sack of the season.
Watch Jonathan Combo right here. He wins, does a good job on Kendall Randolph, as you see. He starts to go in, then makes a move back. As Zach is starting to climb, he helps get the pressure. Him and Brinkman. Zach's trying to take the shot downfield. The protection didn't hold up. Great coverage sack. Brinkman, welcome back to this defense after a couple weeks off.
2nd and 11 for Collaros. Throwing again. Dumps it off to Brady Oliveira. Makes one man miss. Tracked down. Robbie Smith in on the tackle. It's his return to the lineup after missing 5 games for this Edmonton defense, and they will force a 2-and-out of the Bombers.
Good start for these Elks defenders. Hey, let's make sure Winnipeg is the worst team in the Canadian Football League. It's 2nd 7+. Long yardage situations, Dustin. Put Winnipeg in that. Go up, rally up, make the play on the screen.
Leake stands at midfield, so possibly good field position looming here for the home side. just outside the 5. There is a flag that flies back by the kicker. Leak picks it up along the sideline and eventually runs out of room with the ball downfield, helping out on that tackle. Cody Fajardo trying to keep Edmonton's season alive. He is 5-5 in 10 starts so far this season.
While we were gone, long snapper Ian LaRue gets the holding penalty. You see him right inside there. It's going to back them up and force a kick again as Taylor's trying to get in there. No, Taylor's trying to get in there. Hold on that. Forces them to re-kick. Kick out of the back of the end zone now for the Bombers.
Yeah, Jamison Sheen will stand in his end zone. Leak still back at midfield, so this backs him up a little bit more. Sheen just under 48 yards per punt so far this season. On the 3rd and 15, he lets it fly. And this one bounces out at the 40-yard line of Winnipeg. And excellent field position here for Cody Fajardo and Edmonton. Last time we saw Cody, he was throwing for over 300 yards and upsetting the Riders.
A couple of nice shots downfield in that last game. First in the Canadian Football League with 77% passing. A pretty amazing stat for Cody. Now, the interesting thing about this game, as we'll continue to talk about today, how does he stop this run, this pass defense of the Bombers?
They'll hand it off to Rankin right up the middle against this Winnipeg defense.
Defensively for the Bombers, Jamal Woods taking a look at second-year player for Illinois, second start of the season. Last week was his first start, going to try to stop that run. Kyrie Wilson, 43 defensive tackles this week. The run game's going to be real important, how he can stop that. And Jamel Parker back in the lineup. 1 interception this season. Fills in for Demarius.
2nd and 5 for Fajardo. Has time, gets it away too high. Was looking for Rankin, and he missed him. And it'll be a field goal attempt for Vincent Blanchard. He has hit 13 in a row. It's the longest current streak in the Canadian Football League.
Clean football play by this Bomber defense. You start your drive at the 40-yard line. The biggest thing you want to do is, hey, we already know what they're in field goal range. Let's just hold them to a 3. Don't give up a couple of easy first downs, leads to a touchdown. So good stop by this Bomber defense.
43-yard attempt for Blanchard. And that one is up. And it is wide. Favell, he's dangerous. Brings it out, finds a little bit of space. Here goes Favell again. Takes it to the 30. Stays on his feet, and eventually they'll track him down and hammer him down just outside the 45. Blanchard with a rare miss over the last month. Favell contained, almost lost it, but held on.
CFL Thanksgiving Weekend on TSN is brought to you in part by WestJet. WestJet, the official airline of the CFL, and where your story takes off.
Well, Favell was looking dangerous again, as he has been most of the season. That's a heck of a rookie campaign, isn't it, Lapo?
Yeah, and certainly his ability, you saw him there, breaking tackles, getting the extra yardage, what you need to do, especially on those missed field goal returns. A lot of offensive linemen on there, big returns. Those are some great names, Janarian Grant, Keith Stokes, all, and Trey Favell, all guys who break tackles to get the extra yardage and score the touchdown.
Could be the rookie of the year. In the mix, special teams as well, I would think. Now they'll toss it ahead to Ontario Wilson. And he is driven back. The Blanco in on that one.
Watch what's got to happen here. This is called rocking and rolling. As a receiver comes across the field, so they don't get leveraged, Jalen Garnes runs across the field and says, I'm going to go there. As he comes down, you see Jackson creating a new sideline when they try to crack block Very good by the secondary of the Elks, adjusting to the speed sweeps of the Bombers.
Blanco with 65 tackles in his last 10 games. 2nd and 11 for Collaros. Gets it away down the field, and that'll be a first down as he goes back to Ontario Wilson.
Wilson's the single receiver. You can see this matchup right here. Okay, go ahead and roll it, guys. Runs a curl route, gets inside, it starts to run out, and then breaks back in. That's what you call a bite route, where you start to run a corner, come back down your stem like a curl route. Wilson gets the one-on-one situation. Zach's got time, good protection. Nice throw for Wilson, tough to cover.
13 yards for Wilson. Now they'll give it to Brady. Oliveira picking his way through, and Brady's got a first down and more. Takes it down to the 35, and he's fired up early in this one.
The physicality is what you love up front. You see Stanley Bryant right there. Patty Neufeld pulling from his backside guard spot, and then Brady does his stuff. Does a great job of saying, listen, I'm going to keep my feet moving. I'm going to get a stiff arm. Create an explosive play in the run game.
17 yards for Oliveira. He's 12 away from 1,000. Collaros throwing this time down to one knee to get it is Dembski. Let's take a look at this Winnipeg offense.
Patty Neufeld this week had a great talk with him. Said there's been a lot of different looks you're going to see versus this defense. Hey, Dylan Mitchell, 3 catches, 67 yards, 1 touchdown versus Riders. Feeling much more in sync in this offense. Enjoying working with Zach Collaros.
Nick Dembski, 4 yards on that catch. That's exactly what he needed to make it a 1,000-yard season. 3 years in a row for Nick. He's in the slot to the left of Collaros. Edmonton sends 5. Zach gets it away, wide open in his running back, Brady Oliveira. And he's upended by J.J. Ross. But they'll move the sticks once again as the Bombers march on.
Good read by Zach. As you'll see Brady release out in the flat. And this is what's called an empty protection, where he goes out. And if both deep secondary players gain depth and the linebacker, there's nobody in the flat, as you can see there. You just throw it down, let him carry. It's only 7 yards for the gain. Easy for the first down. Good recognition by Zach, throwing the underneath throws.
Zach rolling to his right, pressure coming, and he has to throw it away. Couldn't find anything down the field.
The good speed. When I watch this Elks defense, they look so different than even a month ago, the last time I did a game, Dustin. They're flying around much more physical, much more pressure packages. They still like to play coverage, but they're doing a lot more on 1st and 10 to stop the run. And it just talks about this unit's getting better each week. They've had more time in J.C. Sherritt's system. So I've been impressed what these guys have done the last couple weeks.
They've got Zach in a 2nd and 10 on the edge of the red zone here. 3 options out to his left. They'll send 5 again. Collaros waits. Corner shot to the end zone. Dembski went down to get it. And he couldn't get underneath it. 3rd and 10 for the Bombers.
Safety got in a position where he's trying to cover out of position, where this is a busted coverage by the underneath cover guys. Just didn't put enough on it. I know Zach's disappointed. There's the opportunity for the explosive touchdown. Just missed it on the outside.
Castillo, first field goal attempt of the day for him. 28-yarder, a little bit of a high snap, but Amsachine will settle it down, and Castillo knocks it through. Blanchard missing at the other end. Castillo finishes off this drive, and Winnipeg goes on top 3-0. Nick Dembski, 1,000-yard season. Almost had a few more there, didn't he? Well, Justin Rankin has pretty much become Mr. Everything in this Edmonton offense this season.
one of the best things. You can see here him running with the football, but one of the things that impresses me so much is his ability after the catch. He's second in the Canadian Football League in yak yards with 500 yards after the catch. Cody does a great job of throwing checkdowns to him to get him in positions. And again, that's something you'll have to watch for in this game, because Tony Jones will be in positions against Justin Rankin at times in the game.
49 catches for 633 yards for Rankin. Leak in at running back right now. Fajardo 0 for 2 to start the game. Looking down the field, wide open. He drops it in there for Julian Grant at the 45. Now down to the 40, pushing it down to the 35 before they'll take him down. Julian Grant had a big game earlier in the season against Winnipeg with 115 yards. And he's got a big play here to start this one.
A little bit of great protection, and then you're going to get what's called a vertical stretch. But the cool part of the vertical stretch is going to be an in move and then back out, and it's going to fool the Bombers defense. Keon Julian Grant goes inside and then back out. We lost it. Right at the end, we went to a commercial because they're going tempo. But nice job executing the vertical stretch, attacking the zone of the Bombers.
Now they'll hand it off to Leak. He takes it down inside the 30. He'll set up a second and medium here for Fajardo. 37 yards to Julian Grant. He's played all 15 games this year for Double E. He's actually the only member of this receiving corps to have a 100-yard game this season. And it happened against Winnipeg back in week 4. 2nd and 5 for Fajardo this time. Winnipeg 28 is where they sit. Gets it away quickly. Ball pops out. Was it ever completed? Hilaire is on it. See what the ruling is on this one. They're going to say catch, fumble, recovery, and a first down. The discussion continues.
O.J. Hilaire right there, and you see Diedrich
rolling on the field. It's an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
It's a good stop here after the explosive pass play by the Bombers.
After a discussion, they get the call right, I believe. Ankles gets a hand in there, so Blanchard will come back out. Missed earlier. But we'll look to tie this game at 3. Miss from 43. This one will be from 35. Jake Julian to hold. Burton Cron, the long snapper, drops it in there neatly. That one is up. And this time, no mistake from Blanchard. We're tied at 3 with just over 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. We'll have some more on a big week for Nick Dembski when we return to Commonwealth Stadium. Bombers looking for a playoff spot. Edmonton trying to stay alive. Well, it's been a big week for Nick Dembski. 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and that wasn't even the best part of his week. For more on that, down to Tom Gazzola.
Yeah, that's right, Dusty. By the way, 30 yards away from personal best career-wise in yards as well. But the big news this week for Nick Dembski, him and his fiancée Vanessa welcome in a beautiful baby boy. Cade was born on Wednesday. Nick was a game-time decision. Baby and mom doing great back in Winnipeg. Sister Raya as well, taking care of things back home. But Nick's got a little business trip to take care of, some work here against the Elks, and then his wife said when he gets back, taking care of work here in Edmonton, he's got a lot more work to do at home.
A lot more work, little sleep. I see Tommy's gone soft with the driving gloves on the sideline. That's tough. I say that as we're under a heater up here in the booth, so it's kind of unfair, but tied at 3. Dembski will slide over to the right of Kolaris. Pressure immediately. He has to throw, gets it away, and it is held on to. Jareth Stearns first down, and his first touch of the ball game against this Edmonton Elks defense.
Getting back Jared Brinkman after a week off. He's got to be great in stopping the run. Brock Mungerson, his 7 tackles last week, 4 straight. Each week he plays, I watch him. He gets better and better every week, plus an interception. J.J. Ross, this guy is really recognizing what the offenses are trying to do. He's done a great job. He's tied for the lead in interceptions on this football team, but I really love his instincts playing the football in the air.
Winnipeg will work from their own 51. Give it to Brady up the middle. 3, maybe 4 yards. It's his 3rd carry of the ball game. A couple of catches already as well.
That's what the Elks have to do. They talked about it this week. We got to limit Brady. It's hard to do, but we got to force 2nd and longs. We can play coverage a lot more in our package. We can do a lot of different things. The Blancos done a really nice job the last couple of weeks, pressuring the quarterback.
Edmonton's going to show some pressure here, and they're going to send it to Kolaris. Feeling the heat, sidesteps, and on the run, down the field. What a play! The Corns got it, and he'll be taken out by Jackson at the 45. Kolaris on the run, finding a man downfield.
Numbers game, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You cannot block them all. Joel LeBlanco's coming off the edge. He's got to make sure he's coming with speed, but the biggest thing, it's not to get the sack. It's just to wrap up the quarterback when you're a free player. They tried to get a little chip on him, but he loses contain, gives Zach the opportunity to get the throw downfield. But great by Zach using his legs to find Joey Corcoran downfield.
Kolaris 7 of 9, 54 yards to start the game. Everybody over to his right, hands it off to Brady. Big burst right up the middle, and takes it down inside the 40. As Winnipeg putting together back-to-back solid drives here on the road.
Some of the things that are hard for the Bombers is look at all this, what's called eye candy. And eye candy is guys going across the field in front of the quarterback. And when we talked to Brock Mogensen this week, he said, yeah, I'm new to the game. I got 4 games under my belt. The eye candy is the toughest stuff for us to handle. Football's football, but there's so much more motion in this league. You can see Jason Hogan, offensive coordinator, calling all those motions. But the defenders, they have to keep their eyes on the keys, the offensive line and the back. Don't worry about all that other eye candy.
Strebler in the game at quarterback for Winnipeg, and it's a quarterback keeper trying to find the edge. Mogensen wraps him up, but not before Strebler picks up a first down at the end of the first quarter. Lots on the line for both of these clubs. Winnipeg has won 13 in a row against Edmonton. We're tied at 3 after 15 minutes at Commonwealth. Both teams exchanging field goals in the first quarter. We're tied at 3. Winnipeg 6 first downs leading the way, and with the Grey Cup looming in Winnipeg, the Bombers have gone around the province, 900 schools, big flag football initiative there with the Grey Cup Festival, and have been dishing out equipment, a bunch of stuff to all of the schools. Look at this bag of equipment over here.
For 900 schools, flag football. Hey, you pulled the flag.
I got him.
How great
what a tackle.
Is this? It's a great opportunity for the Bombers to help people. This is fundamentals of flag football, so to give them to all the people who are coaching. So it's a really good opportunity. You know, and that's something I love to see that this organization doing. Flag football is such a great thing. Why? Because boys, girls can do it. It doesn't take a lot of cost to get into the games. So I'm just happy the Bombers are doing that as the men's national flag coach.
Yeah, you got these scouting 900 schools in Manitoba.
Son's playing, right?
Yeah, my son actually plays in a program that the Elks put on every Sunday right here at Commonwealth. And it's his first year doing it. He's having an absolute riot. And it's pretty well attended. There's a ton of kids every Sunday down on the field here pretty much for the entire morning into the early afternoon.
How great is it for the Elks? Plus, the Bombers did that a few years ago. You see kids in the stands. My son played for the Bombers flag football program in Football Manitoba. They had their games in the Bombers Stadium, and they had their championships in the Bombers Stadium. Really good to be part of that. Great for both the Elks and the Bombers.
Brady Oliveira joins the 1,000-yard season club with Densky as he goes over 1,000 on the ground. And Kolaris is getting out to his right, finding targets down the field. This time it's Jarrett Stearns, and another first down for Winnipeg.
You can see part of their game plan in this game is getting Zach on the move. You'll see him sprinting to his right. And you're supposed to have a secondary contain. You can see the secondary contain coming up. Kenneth Logan's trying to get there, just doesn't get there in time for Zach to get the ball out to Jarrett Stearns. Good movement by the Bombers, keeping Zach not in the same spot for the defensive line of the Elks.
61% in the red zone coming into this game this season for Kolaris and the Winnipeg offense, an offense that averages just shy of 27 points per game. Kolaris dumps it off. Stearns again, stays on his feet, pushes it down inside the 5, and that'll be another first down for Winnipeg.
Continue to push the ball to the wide side of the field where their multiple receivers are. Why? Because the Elks like to play a lot of zone coverage, Dusty, and sometimes they're going to say, hey, we're not going to let you outnumber us into the boundary in a one-on-one situation. So where does the numbers advantage? To the wide side of the field. Zach's taking advantage of those shot plays to the wide side of the field and those underneath plays.
See Zach trotting off the field. Strevler into the game with the ball placed at the Edmonton 4. 3 touchdowns. Last time out for Strevler. This time they'll hand it off to Brady, DeBlanco among others. Hang on to him. Kobe Williams in on that. Short pickup, couple yards.
Good stop inside where all the defensive linemen are. Just sometimes difficult to get started and going. Not a lot of room there. You want to put your quarterback sometime, your tailback back so he can get a run, Dustin, but the problem is you back him up 7 yards just to get 3 yards. You got to be cautious how many times you do that. So you got 2 downs here. 2nd and goal. If they get a yard and a half here, expect the Bombers to go on 3rd down.
Strevler, 8 rushing touchdowns on the year, looking for a 9th, pushing it ahead, and he's in. Touchdown, Winnipeg. Strevler does it again.
Why do you do this? There's a bunch of big guys right here. So what do? You go over here where you have smaller players. You go off tackle. You go towards the tackle and find a crease. Great dent of the defense. You see DeBlanco get pushed back. O-line for the Bombers. Real good push on that touchdown to Strevler.
Yeah, that one was never in doubt. Executed perfectly by the Bombers.
Now we go.
9th rushing touchdown of the season for Strevler. There is an injured Elk in the end zone.
Well, it was interesting. We talked to when we talked to Brock Mogeson this week. We asked him, "Do you know Strevler?" And he kind of talked about, oh, I knew the legend of Strevler. I came in after Strevler. We knew how great he was and what he had done at South Dakota, as Brock also went to South Dakota.
Good shit, baby.
It was a 10-play, 70-yard drive that took just over 6 minutes. And as they continue to look at the injured Elk, we will step away from Commonwealth. Winnipeg on top, 9-3.
Bombers up 9-3 off this 10-play, 70-yard drive. Zach uses his legs to make defenders miss. Gets it out to Joey Corcoran. A little bit of misdirection. Get the ball to Brady Oliveira to get short yardage situations. Move the launch point. Get the ball on the perimeter. And again, Zach's ability to just throw the ball in different arm angles and spots is great. Get it close so Strevler can use that big offensive line to get in for the touchdown. So I talked about first down. You got to win the battles on first down, or else the Bombers will throw a lot of different things at you.
41st rushing touchdown of Strevler's CFL career. Castile knocks one through. The lead is 7. Strevler top 10 among quarterbacks in league history in rushing touchdowns. '67 career touchdowns for Strevler, 26 through the air, 41 on the ground.
really gives you a good, having that 2 quarterback system, and something I did with Strevler in 2019 just gives you a different body type, a different system of plays than Zach Collaros. So it's very difficult for a defense to go, all right, it's 2nd and 3, we're going to throw Strevler in. All right, Strevler gets the first down, they may keep him in, or you just put Zach back in to make his plays, and down at the goal line, obviously he's deadly with that many touchdowns in his career.
Edmonton will look to respond. They've put together a couple of drives, had a missed field goal and then had to settle for a field goal. Castillo boots it away, end over end in the direction of Leak, has the backpedal, takes it inside the 5. Javon Leak around one man, of course, out of bounds at the 23-yard line for Edmonton. And we'll see if Fajardo and Rankin can get this offense jump-started. Justin Rankin just 2 carries so far in this game for 6 yards.
And Winnipeg's defense on cue, best in the Canadian Football League at preventing completions. You know, Cody, who is the highest completed quarterback in the first quarter, 1 for 4 for 25 yards. Big 37-yard gain.
37-yard strike to Julian Grant. All they've had through the air so far, being outgained 117-48 so far by Winnipeg. 1st and 10 on their own 23. Rankin now out into the slot. They're going to throw in his direction. Misses them, had home in coverage. And Fajardo, the all-time CFL leader in completion percentage, has started this game 1 of 5.
Quick out route to Rankin, trying to get him in a position to catch the ball in space. Holm right there, good coverage. Just the ball, Evan Holmes there for the play, just a little bit outside by Cody. Trying not to just run the ball inside where the Bombers are blitzing, trying to get Rankin touches other ways.
2nd and 10. Bombers only sent 4. Fajardo gets it away. And that is caught by O.J. Hilaire. And that'll be a first down for Edmonton.
All right, watch this. There's going to be a bunch of defenders at the line of scrimmage. And when the ball snapped, they're all going to drop out and play zone coverage. But OJ's right here. If you watch OJ, it's hard for these linebackers to find the spot. As they drop out, OJ sees the zone, sits between the 2 defenders. Cody sees it immediately, knows he's protected, throws the ball for the nice first down.
Big pickup on 2nd and long for Edmonton. This time they'll hand it off.
I like that. Space. Hand the ball to Rankin. Get him some touches. Get him involved. He's so dangerous. Okay.
Averages 5.5 yards per carry this season.
So you got to be so disciplined when you play them. Plus what this Edmonton Elks offense does at times, they run some plays where if you aren't playing contain, if the backside linebackers flow too much, he's going to hit you from behind. And he's one of the backs in our league that can take a 6-yard gain and turn it into a 60-yard gain with his speed.
That's why he got a 2-year contract extension as well, signed through the 2027 season. There's the 3-man rush. Fajardo gets it away. And that's held on to again. Hilaire's got another.
Nice play on the dig route. There's going to be a hitch that goes out, and then there's going to be a dig. And you read the underneath defender. If the underneath defender works for a little bit of width, you throw behind it. There's a little bit of change up for tempo for this Elks offense. Trying to change it up a little bit, go fast. Hits a little zone play to Rankin. Good gain. 6 yards, 7 yards.
Yeah, that's their longest gain on the ground so far in this football game. Start to run downhill here a little bit. Easier said than done against this Winnipeg defensive front.
So we've seen, that's probably the 2nd time we've seen Jordan McSimic after a first down going tempo, some speed to try to prevent substitutions or just try to get a quick change up play.
Fajardo back to Rankin again, looking for that first down marker, and it looks like he's got it. And that'll move the sticks again for the home side here this evening.
Nice run. As you come down here, You're just going to cover every edge, give Rankin the opportunity, keep your shoulders square, just keep falling forward. Diedrich Nichols does a really good job leaving his high safety position to come down and make the play from that boundary halfback, but it's just too much on second and short. You're always going to convert that if you get a good push at the O-line.
Yeah, 7 offensive linemen in there on that one, and Rankin following him ahead. 1st and 10 from the Winnipeg 47. Empty this time for Fajardo. Goes to Hilaire. Couple of blockers. Pushes it out. And another first down for Edmonton as their offense with a response of their own, and a busy day so far for O.J. Hilaire.
Misdirection. You're going to see a fake to a screen over here, but then offensive linemen pull this way, and it's a wide receiver screen to O.J. Hilaire. If you watch a fake to the left, try to separate the defense. You see the offensive line getting out there. Nice play on the perimeter.
Now from the Winnipeg 36, empty for Fajardo again. Near sideline, way too much on that one over the head of Julian Grant. Never had a crack at it.
Those wide side of the field throws sometimes can be hard to throw. You're throwing all the way out past the numbers when the ball gets out there. Just a little high for Julian Grant. The ball's in the air a long time. Evan Holm was there to make a play on the football.
Second and 10 for the Elks. Trying to keep pace with the Bombers here, trailing 10-3. Fajardo looks to his left. Now throws over the middle. That should just be enough for another first down into the hands of Julian Grant.
Nice protection. Sometimes it's very hard for Cam Allen to come over. He's playing from his safety spot. He has to drive these routes as the underneath coverage expands to take the other routes. Allen's just a little late, but the best thing that happened is Cody threw this with anticipation to be able to get that first down. Okay, on Julian Grant.
10th play of the drive, goes into the belly of Rankin. Spin move, pushing it ahead. Holm trying to hang on to him, but he takes it down just shy of the Winnipeg 15 and just shy of another first down.
Like it. Keep getting first downs, put yourself in a position to keep handing this football player the ball. You're always talking about you got to get your running back involved, got to get your running back involved. You cannot do that if you're sitting in 2nd and 7 all the time. I mean, he makes a 4-yard gain into a 9-yard gain by just his ability to make people miss and have a great balance. That's what you want. That's why they gave him extension, his ability. Home run runner, but also a tough inside the tackles runner.
7 offensive linemen in the game for Edmonton. They'll give it to Rankin, trying to find some space, and that is close. He might have been stopped just short of the first down, looking about half a yard probably. And Cole Snyder quickly onto the field in 3rd and short.
Good stop by the Bomber defense to force this 3rd and 1. See Jamal Woods recently on the roster for his first start. Create a little havoc on the inside.
Snyder handling short yardage duties for Edmonton. Grabs it, pushes it ahead, and we'll have enough. Needed that 15-yard line, and they got there.
You got to be cautious sometimes. You have to worry about what's right there. If you watch Shane Gauthier, he's a jumper. So you're always coaching your quarterbacks. Hey, when we do a quarterback sneak, if they have a jumper and he's trying to jump over, you got to be low enough so the jumper doesn't hit you, because the linemen are going to be low. You've got to stay low. So in your film study, if you're facing a jumper, he's got to stay nice and low. Dusty. Low versus jumpers in QB sneak, Dusty. Remember that.
Got it. 62% in the red zone for Edmonton this season. 13th play of the drive. Back to Rankin again, trying to kick it to the outside. Rankin, can he find the edge? Taken down just inside the 5-yard line, working there against Dexter Lawson Jr. as the last line of defense.
This play is designed to go inside, but he sees the end loose contain. He bounces it outside to grid. This is what I talk about, his vision to see you can hit it anywhere from the, what you call the A gap right over the center, all the way out past the C gap, which is outside the offensive tackles. He bounces it out, recognizes it, creates the other first down play.
First and goal from the Winnipeg 4. Edmonton trying to find their way to the end zone for the first time today. Fajardo keeps it towards the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Edmonton. A quarterback keeper for Fajardo will get the job done.
This is a zone read play. I believe that is that Vaughters. They're watching to see what happens with the end. If he crashes, Cody will pull it. If he plays contain, you hand it off to Rankin. You can see it here. As the end crashes, Cody says, nope, not so fast. I've got the football. I'm going to go walk in for the touchdown. Why you love a mobile quarterback down inside the 4-yard.
6th rushing touchdown of the year. Will cap off, for Fajardo, I should say, will cap off a 14-play, 87-yard drive that took over 8 minutes to get it done. And it ends in the hands of Cody Fajardo. And we are tied at 10 at Commonwealth.
You got a great 10-10 game here in Edmonton. 14-play, 87-yard drive. The O.J. Hilaire drive. There's a catch early, catch on a dig, on a screen pass also. Cody Fajardo finds some underneath. Can Julian Grant, a little bit of Justin Rankin mixing in as the Bombers are trying to stop the run. Rankin uses his ability to get to the outside, but this is good balance by this Elks team, and then Cody uses his legs for the touchdown. So it's a nice drive, not just trying to say we got to run the ball down your throat, mixing in runs as you're getting your passes. O.J. Hilaire stepping up very good for Cody Fajardo too.
Rankin 6 carries, 35 yards on the drive. Hilaire 3 catches, 36. High kick. Drops in there. Breaking a couple of tackles on his feet, and finally they'll finish him off. Cannot give that guy any space. He'll kill you. Polaris will have the ball when we return, tied at 10 with 3.5 to play. Brilliant with the clues, hopeless with the rules. Caitlin Olsen stars in High Potential. All new Tuesdays on CTV. And you can stream it the next day on Crave.
See what the Bombers have. Great field position here after the Trey Vavel big return. The ball to 49-yard line.
Winnipeg had a 6-minute drive answered by an 8-minute drive from Edmonton. Polaris, just 7 possessions in that last game for Winnipeg. Scored on 6 of them in that rout of the Ticats. Short pickup, first down here, gets them out to about the 50. Elks fans should probably close your eyes right now. Zach Alaris is 12-0 against this team in his last 12. Perfect in his last dozen.
Good TD interception ratio, what you need to do, and obviously completion percentage. We know Zach's having a great year, 2nd in the CFL in completion percentage. Where he's struggling, too many interceptions. He's got to make sure he keeps protecting the football.
Wants to throw here. Here aside. Tackle made. Clercius, his first catch of the ball game, and that'll be short of a first down by a couple of yards here.
So this defense of the Elks is doing what they need to do. They're stopping the first down productivity and then forcing a stop here, make a 3rd and long.
We are inside 3 minutes in the first half. A good one brewing here between the
Bombers and the Elks.
Coming up at the
half. Enoch will explain why he not only ordered a Mogensen jersey, but now I told the Elks to get it here in time. He's also ordering a Rankin jersey. And Milt, what kind of football is this?
Good, clean football.
Clean football. We love it.
That's it.
Clean football.
Clean
Coaches
football.
like that, don't they?
Yep, clean football. There's Osh, one of the things he always talks about. No penalties, no interceptions, don't get sacks. Make good decisions with the football.
Third and a couple midfield. Jamison Sheen will kick it away. Leak waits, takes it at the 11. Javon Leak trying to escape, looking for some help. And eventually, it'll put him down. Cadwallader there to finish the job. Justin Rankin got going on that last drive a little bit. This is a pretty impressive stat here, isn't it, Lapo?
And that's, you know, the strong lower body of Justin Rankin. That's what makes him special. He's got great speed to take it the distance. But the biggest thing, when he makes the first guy miss, some running backs are diminutive and they don't have lower body strength. And then if you touch them, they fall down. This guy's not that. You better bring everything you have to bring Justin Rankin down, or he's gonna make you miss, and it's gonna turn 6 yards, as I said before, into 60 yards.
Fajardo gets the ball back, 2.5. Play in the half, and he'll give it to Rankin. Rankin spinning away, looking for that first down marker, and they'll stop him about a yard short. Yard and a half here.
Good balance. Winding it to the front side. Parker turns him back like he's supposed to. Cam Allen's down at the second level, leaving his free safety spot to make that tackle. But, you know, when the free safety's making tackles, you're happy as the O-line coach because you just got a 8-yard gain.
Packaging here again for Edmonton. Back to Rankin. Can he find the 30? He does. Good second effort, gets the job done, and a first down for Edmonton.
Nice little staying on schedule here. Staying on schedule. Keep handing the ball to Rankin. Right, makes this nice little cut to the outside as Woods starts to create some pressure. Makes a little lateral move. People call it jump cut. Then gets your shoulder square again for the first down.
Bit of an extra push from his offensive line. Back to Rankin again. Cut it back inside. Cramdy there watching him and hangs on.
Rhett Cramdy doing a great job on his spot. Most yards from scrimmage. You see this crew and Justin entering week 19. Like you said, that's why he got an extension, how well he is playing. His yards from scrimmage are outstanding. And again, Cody Fajardo, when he took over as a starter, you just started seeing checkdowns, and those checkdowns are so dangerous to a guy who in space can make you miss.
Fajardo throwing here. Near side. Hilaire. Incomplete. In the direction of Lawson Jr. And that'll bring him third down, and they'll have to kick it away.
Long throw to the wide side of the field here on second and 9. Puts them in a tough spot. The ball will be on the air. Just doesn't catch, a little bit too far to the sideline. See Cody's frustrated. Doesn't make that throw. Got to be a little bit sooner that throw to give an opportunity for A.J. Hilaire on the side.
Favell dangerously lurking back on the Bomber 30. Jake Julian lets it go from just inside his own 25. Favell takes the high kick. There's a flag immediately. Ball pops out. Edmonton says it's theirs. Officials will agree, but there is a flag on this play. I believe it'll be no yards.
No yards. Edmonton number 32. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Leonard Johnson draws that. He's trying to recover the fumble himself to make a play for getting the penalty. Mark's taking a look.
Mark Killam.
Edmonton is challenging the call of no yards. The replay center will look at it.
Okay, so this is interesting. They're going to challenge the no yards call. If he wins it, they would get possession of after the fumble.
Yeah, one of the coach's challenges you can do is always command the replay center can now go ahead and take a look at this. Coaches get the ability to challenge for no yards. You're going to do this when this is a big play like this. It creates a fumble. You know, Trey Vavel, you want to do what Trey Vavel does, make people miss, break tackles and go. But sooner or later, when 2, 3 people are on you, he's got to understand that the defensive players are going to be going for the football. So you've got to have great leverage of the football, or else they're going to take it away from you when you're standing up with 2 people holding on to you.
I can see why Killam challenges it.
It's close.
Yeah, a
it's
little bit closer than I thought it was going to be.
So Mike Miller, special teams coordinator, former Edmonton Elks himself. Killam's done a really good job. You know, special teams the last couple of years have been something that has kind of, they hadn't had great returns. They've struggled in the special teams game. So Mark comes over from Calgary, done an excellent job with this special teams unit by committee, and helped them become one of the better return teams in the league. Now, he always says, well, it helps when you have good returners.
Let's find out what's happening.
After review by the replay center, the ruling on the field stands. Edmonton will be charged their first timeout.
It was close. Maybe just inside. 5 yards.
Really good field position here for the Bombers. Don't need to go far for 3 points. Can they run this clock and get 7? That's what Zach's thinking situationally.
Big leg on Castillo, hit from 63 earlier in the year. It's going to be empty for Collaros. Gets it away. Defended pretty well by Cordell Jackson. That'll be 2nd and 10.
Edmonton right away they're doing a blitz. They start with their blitz, bringing extra people. Zach sees it, throws it immediately, but you can see how quickly Cordell Jackson leaves his spot to go. He knows the ball's got to come out, makes a play on the ball to force 2nd and 10.
Timer, please reset the clock to 55 seconds.
Move the clock from 57 down to 55 seconds. Collaros is 10 of 13 for 82 yards in the game thus far. Brady's averaging 6 yards per carry. Edmonton will send for Collaros. Heaves one down the field looking for Dembski, but it's intercepted. Oh boy, taken away by J.J. Ross. His 3rd of the year. And now he's going to bring it back to midfield. Maybe a little bit of more room. Takes it inside the 40, tracked down from behind. Of the opening half, a takeaway for J.J. Ross.
A little bit of zone pressure look, showing a bunch of people blitzing. Then they are all going to drop out as we take a look at this. Zach tries to take the shot to Dembski downfield. J.J. Ross, I talked about, has got great instincts. Every week you see him recognize where the ball is. He leaves his responsibility, gets underneath the throw. Zach doesn't see him as he throws it up. Huge return. Good position by Ross. All the way runs it back, puts the ball in field goal range with 37 seconds left in the half.
Looked like Dembski pulled up on that and reached for the back of his leg at the end of that play. Something to monitor the rest of the way in this one. Now they'll get it to Rankin. Rankin, can he make a couple of guys miss? Not this time. Be a loss of about 1 yard on the play.
Little swing screen on the outside. You see J.J. Ross. You know, when I watched the film from their game against Saskatchewan a couple of times for J.J. Ross, he was able to recognize where Trevor Harris was going, left his responsibility, go and make plays on the football, did it right there, made the play just outside of Dembski. So J.J. Ross getting better and better every week in this defensive unit.
2nd and 11 for Fajardo. Clock ticks. Inside 15 seconds. Cody, deep drop, looks to his left, steps up, now he's going to take off. Here goes Fajardo, inside the 20 with a slide. At the 15, 6 seconds on the clock.
As a veteran quarterback, he recognized, I don't have anybody to throw to. All the defenders have moved to cover all the receivers. There's nobody in the middle of the field. So what does he do? Takes the ball and runs for the first down, puts in a position for a nice short field goal. Good. This great big turnover right before the half should cause them to get the lead right at the half. Really good stop. And the Bombers did their best to minimize this being a touchdown, trying to hold this to 3 points.
23-yard field goal attempts for Blanchard. 8-1. Missed one so far.
Time count violation. Edmonton number 10. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. First down.
All right, so they'll back it up 10 yards after the time count. And it'll be a 33-yard attempt for Blanchard.
You see the Bombers now, as that turns into a backed up, they switched their call and put Trey Vavel back in the end zone.
Just inside the right hash. Blanchard kicks it up. Oh, no! Misses it. Hammers it wide. It's his second missed field goal of the game. He'll get a point, and Edmonton will have the lead at the half, but that is 5 points left off the board on the leg of Vincent Blanchard. This is after they took the time count penalty. 10 yards, backed him up.
It's a good snap, good hold, just pulled it a little left.
Kill him. Can't believe that. His team will head to the room with a 1-point lead. Tom Gazzola standing by with O.J. Allaire of the Elks.
O.J., I know you probably want the 3 points on that last play, but you do go into the half with the lead. What can you say about the way the offense is producing so far?
We're not doing as good as we want, but also not as bad as we think we are. So we just got to go out and just keep executing. We know what we have to do. We know what we practiced the whole week. We just got to go out here and execute, and that's it. But we're right where we want to be, so we just got to keep fighting.
How much desperation is kicking into this second half here, considering how late it's getting in the season and how tight things are going for standings-wise?
No, everything now is important. This is playoff football.
Edmonton trying to keep their season alive. They lead the Bombers 11-10 at the half. Winnipeg can clinch a playoff spot with a win. Brady Oliveira is standing by with our Tom Gazzola.
Brady, a lot of talk about playing complementary football from your side going into this week. How would you assess that first half for you guys?
Yeah, I think we got to play a little cleaner, all three phases, but I like the energy. I love the effort from the guys right now, but it's all about playing an entire game, so we got to come out here and have a big half.
This day started with rain here in Edmonton. It got colder. The sun's gone down. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of snow. You like this kind of football?
It's my favorite time of year, man. It's bully ball at its finest. Hand the ball off, and let's get it going.
All right, appreciate the time, Brady.
Thank you, appreciate it.
50 total yards of offense for Brady Oliveira in the first half. Average 6 yards per carry on his 6 touches.
Defense did a very good job. If you take away as long as 17 yards, he's got 5 carries for 19 yards. So the Elks defense are doing their best to try to keep this Bomber run game in check. The other thing the Elks defense has done, Zach Collaros, he doesn't have any explosive plays. His biggest gain is a 13-yard gain. Very difficult in the Canadian football to drive the length of the field and score without explosives. Elks defense holding up.
Nick Dembski has officially been ruled out for the rest of this game for the Bombers. Big story to follow there this week in Winnipeg. We're underway. Elks get the ball first. It's Javon Leak. Leak trying to find a little bit of room. He'll get just shy of the 40. Evan Holm going step for step with the speedster, Javon Leake.
Cody Fajardo, him also, I think it's a similar message to both teams at halftime. For the Elks, defensively, they've done a good job. What does this offense need to do? They're running the football okay. They're getting some completions. Cody's got one explosive pass play early in the first quarter. They've got to create explosive themselves so they can flip the field. Very, like I said, very difficult to face defenses. Sooner or later, offenses defeat themselves. Dustin with a penalty, drop ball, try to create an explosive.
Throwing here quickly as Hilaire takes it out to the 45. Fajardo started the game 1 of 5, has settled in a little bit since then.
Quick throw on the outside, seeing that it was a one-on-one situation. Easy throw out to Hilaire.
Jordan Maximic will send a couple of extra offensive linemen into the game here.
Doesn't have the call. A little bit of palms up right there. Well, hey, help me out here.
Hello. Bigger bodies in the game. Will this be a handoff to Justin Rankin? They need 3 yards. They will give it to Rankin. Rankin trying to find the 3 yards. He will not. Got about a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Tony Jones is there. Bombers do a good job covering every offensive lineman. It's hard to get off on the second level when that happens. Tony Jones is there first. Evan Holm comes on the outside. Good stop.
They're going to go for this
on
lap.
3rd down. This could be a snap down. Try to get the Bombers to jump off sides.
3rd and 2
by a hard count here, possibly
on their own 46. Will they actually snap this ball? They will. They give it to Rankin. Rankin's got a big hole. He's going to take it down inside the 51 and cut. Here goes Rankin to the 30. Gets it back inside again. Down to the 10. Oh, boy. How about that one? On 3rd and 2 on their own. 46. Rankin takes it to the house. Touchdown, Edmonton. Unbelievable.
Big run by Rankin. What happens is all these players represent, you see an extra offensive lineman, an extra offensive lineman here. You have to cover all those gaps. And when Rankin winds it all the way back, they're short a gap. You can see this. Rankin is so good at this stuff, and then he's going to make you miss. Cam Allen, he cuts the weak arm. Here's another cut the weak arm. What does that mean? You're not going to be able to make the tackle on him. You've got to settle on a position on him. Great run by Rankin for the touchdown.
Blanchard knocks one through, and Edmonton leads by 8. 64 yards for Justin Rankin. He's up to 119 in the ball game. This one goes for 6 for number 5. Oh, that man has done it again. His 9th rushing touchdown of the campaign. Goes for 64 yards. On a 3rd and 2, they were aggressive, Lapple.
Yeah, let's talk about why you're aggressive on 3rd and 2. And this is something you talk about with your staff going through the week. Understand the situation the Elks are in. They came into this game down 13, I believe, to the Bombers. They need to win the season series. They were down 12 at that point. They need to score, and they've got to take opportunities. So I'm sure they said, hey, we get a couple of 3rd and 2s. We're going to go for it because we got to finish with more than 13 points than the Bombers. They started this game down 13. That's why they were, I'm sure, more aggressive in that scenario.
Looking down the road at a possible tiebreaker, that's what they would need to overcome the 13-point loss earlier in the year. Here goes Vavel. Vavel taken down heavily on the play. Jacob Plamondon bouncing back up, and Vavel is shaken up. We've not seen this from him very often this year. Let's give you another look at the return. Once again, that's Plamondon on the tackle, 46 for the double E.
Nice physical hit. Making sure he gets a good wrap up and hit.
Bavel is still down. This is a team that lost Dembski in the first half. He will not return. And now maybe the most dangerous man in the entire league lays on his back on the field here at Commonwealth. There's Dembski.
Couple key pieces if the losing Nick is your big play receiver. Trey Valvel, your explosive returner in the return game, but looks like he's okay.
Bounces up and off the field. Punt return touchdown, 2 kick return touchdowns, and a 128-yard missed field goal return touchdown as well for O'Shea's special teams star. Winnipeg will start this drive down 8 on their own 32. Brady Oliveira will get it. Short pickup, maybe a couple of yards before he is driven back by that Edmonton defensive front. Mogensen in the mix again. He and DeBlanco. These two guys have done a great job this year. They lose Nick Anderson. They lose Niles Morgan. Arguably their 2 best defensive players. Mogensen steps up his first year here in Edmonton. DeBlanco, the first overall pick from the draft a couple of years ago, getting more opportunity and making the most of it as well.
Yeah, second on the team in defensive tackles. Got 2 sacks in 10 games, but him and Mogensen have really performed very well for this unit, filling in for next man up.
2nd and 7 here. They're going to bring some heat on Collaros. Collaros backpedaling, dumps it off, finds Brady, and Brady will be tackled. What a tackle by Kenneth Logan. And they'll have to kick it away again. Will the Bombers?
Screenplay, you want to watch. Gabe Wallace is going to pull out on this slow screen. And what's hard for these big offensive linemen, when they get out in space, he's got an opportunity, he's right there, but it's just so difficult sometimes to try to make the tackle. Kenneth Logan is there, he can make him miss there. Go ahead, great stop by Logan, seeing the screen coming up and avoiding the big man on the perimeter.
3rd and 4, Jamison Sheen. His kick will be into the wind. High snap, settles it down, now drives it low. And that one will bounce, settle down on the near sideline for Javon Leake. Cody Fajardo will have the ball when we return to Edmonton. The Elks need a win to stay alive. They're up by 8. This is the type of year that Justin Rankin has had. It's a good title. He's been an absolute offensive force this year. 13 total touchdowns now. That includes a 64-yard scamper tonight. Look at that, 632 receiving yards. And he might hit that rushing total of 1,000 yards before this one's over tonight.
Jordan McSimic, you know, early in the year they weren't running the football as much, but sometimes as coordinator you got to get a feel for the players and what they do well. Certainly got a good feel for how to get Justin Rankin involved, not just in the run game, multiple different ways to get their best player involved.
This drive will start on the 31. They'll give it to Javon Leake. And Lawson got a piece of him and throws him back.
Cam Lawson, Queens product. See him on the inside here, going ahead and making this play. So you see the offensive line are all covered. What does that mean? They have a defensive lineman over them, and it's very hard to reach the next lineman. See Lawson beats the guard across, makes the play. Mark Cordy can't make the spot. Cam Lawson, nice tackle.
A 2nd and long here for Fajardo. Needs to find 14. Bombers just sent 3. Cody's got a ton of time. Far sideline, drops it in there. Julian Grant beat Nichols and Lawson to the punch. First down, Edmonton.
Great protection. It's going to be vertical, and then he's going to come in and then go out to the sideline. You watch him in a trail position. Starts to go in, and then he breaks back out because they have a good understanding that Dexter Lawson is going to fall back inside.
Gittins Jr., first time he's been targeted today, and it comes up short. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Once again, another tempo play. Trying to get the ball in a receiver's hand out in space. Just missed that throw. A little off night for Cody and his completion percentage now.
Yeah, 76.7% coming into this game. And he's hovering around 50% right now. 54. Yeah. Yeah, 3 options out to his left, 2 to his right, looks to his left, dumps it off. Catch was made by Arkell Smith, but had nowhere to go. Caden Woodbay was there immediately, and that'll bring up 3rd down, and Jake Julian will have to kick it away. And we'll see if it is Vavel who's going back. Looks like he's all right. There he is. Well, that's good news for all you Bombers fans watching. Vavel appears to be okay. Julian averaged 54 yards per kick last year, CFL record. Over 50 again this year. This will be a one-hopper into Vavel. And he is tripped up before he can do any damage.
Great cross-field kick there by Jake Julian. Not letting them get that catch, forcing him to catch it off one.
Here's a look at what Zach did in the first half. He was 11 of 15, 85 yards, and an interception.
A lot of pressure at times, trying to keep him off his rhythm. But Zach's done a great job of avoiding players, getting the ball outside, but they haven't had a lot of success on a deep balls, but they haven't called a lot of deep ball shots. There was one, obviously, right before the half, the interception.
Polaris, here's a deep shot down the field, and it's incomplete. Was looking for Ontario Wilson, but Wilson couldn't get across to the ball.
Heavy run action, 1st down, trying to say, hey, you can see this, that's the matchup you want. You see all the safeties are down inside, so now as the safeties try to adjust that it's not a run play, just right there. You can see Cordell Jackson getting underneath, but everybody's ready to stop the run. A little bit of pressure. You see Brady does a great job leaving his protection, leaving his run action picture to go protect. Nice stop. Just a bit outside for Wilson.
Winnipeg 6 of 11 on 2nd down. Polaris flushed out of the pocket on the run. Spins back to his right. Throws it down the field. Incomplete. Perseus was coming back to it. But Zach running for his life with the pressure from the Elks defense.
A little bit of twist coming as people come up. Then there's going to be a twist back inside. Didn't draw that great, but you see Smith, and then another twist as they're going. The pressure gets to Zach. That's what this defense has done. On 2nd and long, they've been able to make life difficult, whether it's extra pressure, twist game, a lot of different things from this J.C. Sherritt defense you didn't see a couple of months ago.
Jamison Sheen stands just inside his own 10. That's a goal from about the 12, another low driving kick into this wind. Leak takes it on the near sideline and returns it just shy of midfield. They're going to mark him out at the 54-yard line. And good field position for Cody Fajardo when we return to Edmonton. Well, Justin Rankin has been feasting today, 119 yards, and these guys feasting along the way. The top rushing performances in CFL history.
Nice. Blaze Bryant, 1994. 250, that's a big day. 260, there's a story about this one. He actually broke the record Fred Reed did in this football game, but came back for a penalty. The great George Reed. Look at my man just hanging out. Ron Stewart just watching the game. What's he watching? 287 yards. Good Lord. Let's put some people around the line of scrimmage.
That's a league record. Happened on Thanksgiving. Those two teams will meet again on Thanksgiving in a couple of days. Victor, first catch of the day for Benjamin Victor. He's got one. out of Ohio State. Played in 11 games this year. Edmonton losing some receivers along the way to injury this year. Dunbar being the most notable, and Benjamin Victor has stepped into that spot. Got 5 yards, so they'll need 5 more from the Winnipeg 51. Try to get a drive going here at midfield. Rankin will slide out into the slot to the right of Fajardo. He's going to throw in that direction, has just enough for a first down again, but they're going to say incomplete. It was Gittins Jr. And the
Ruling
ball
on the field is an incomplete pass.
out of his hands. He still does not have a catch in this football game.
This is what I'm talking about. Highlight these two guys. Curly Gittins Jr.'s. Sometimes offenses defeat themselves. You're 2nd and 5. You got to catch the ball to stay on the field. That's why teams, hey, we'll give you that little throw. We're going to rally up, try to hit you, put you in a position where we can knock the ball out. So good stop by the Bombers, but the execution's got to be there from the Elks to stay on the field.
Nice play by Nichols to bat that away. Here's Vavel. And he won't have a chance to return this one.
Great kick. Great kick by Julian. Put it inside the 10.
That's his fifth
of the
punt
year,
inside
right?
the 10, yeah. This one at the 7. Winnipeg's offense back onto the field. No Nick Dembski. And here's why. He was injured on this deep shot from Kolaris. Watch Nick. He reaches back for his leg.
You can see just as he's running, just hurt his foot. Okay, looks like he pulled something. Soft tissue injury, pulled the muscle possibly.
And the sideline for the rest of this one.
This is a big drive here for the Bombers. They want to get out of here. They don't want to put the Elks in a position for an easy field goal.
They'll flip it ahead. Tackle made from behind. Silas Hubert got there. That was Jareth Stearns taking the ball in a play that you sometimes see for Nick Dembski. The last 4 drives for Winnipeg, a 2-and-out, an interception, a 2-and-out, and a 2-and-out. So they have not been able to really get anything going here.
Flip the ball to Jareth Stearns when everybody thinks Brady's going to get the ball inside there for Jason Hogan to create a 2nd and 2, which in turn should lead to a Brady Olivera carry. So just keep people off balance.
They will give it to Brady. Wrapped up in the backfield and taken down. Mogensen making the play again.
Brock beats the center. You can watch that right there. Go ahead and play it. Okay. The center falls down. Center's got to have his head up and see the linebacker coming to that spot. He's got to be a little bit quicker coming off on that, especially knowing it's 2nd and 2 here that the linebackers are going to fill. Huge stop here by this Elks defense. J.C. Sherritt's unit performing really good on 2nd and short here.
Mogensen with a team-high 4 tackles so far in this one. Jamison Sheen backed up a little bit more this time. Stands on his own 1-yard line. Another low driving kick. Leak waits, takes it right at midfield. Devon Leak lost the ball, bounces out. Still kicking around. Who's got it? Oh, what's happening? Edmonton picks it up, and now they're going to take off. Oh, how about this? Down to the 20, all the way to the end zone. Touchdown! You just saw not how they drew it up, but a touchdown, Edmonton.
You always talk about complimentary football. Jake Julian punts the Bombers inside in bad field position. The defense gets the stop. They have to punt it back. You think it's just going to be ball in field goal range. Then a big stop here by the Bombers. Got to fall on the ball. They don't. And then Cordell Jackson picks it up and runs. And I think that's my first time with it. Can you believe that, Dusty? That's the first game where we've had one of those. Awesome to hear that in the booth. Great play. Wow. The Elks. Quite a swing things.
Edmonton goes on top by 15 with just under 4 minutes to play in the quarter on one of the wildest touchdowns you'll ever see. Cordell Jackson, the beneficiary.
Nick Hallett creates this opportunity for the Bombers to get a huge play. We'll see Nick Hallett right here, gets a touch on the ball. Devon Leake's got the ball too low, can't have it. Smith missed. Couple of guys are missing the football. And then on the outside, you see Cordell Jackson pick it up and do the scoop and score for the huge, big play to put the Elks up by 15.
On the return, he'll be tracked down once again by Leonard Johnson, who's having a good night on special teams. And Vavel comes up a bit of a limp that time.
Not often you fumble the football and it turns out pretty good for you for a touchdown, but hey, the gods are with him tonight.
I think that's one of the first one of those I've called. The fumble on the punt return going to somebody else, taken back for a punt return touchdown.
Yep.
How about that? 22 unanswered points in this game for Edmonton. They were down 10-3. Lots of time though for Winnipeg and a veteran quarterback in Kolaris. They'll hand it off to Brady. This will help. Here goes Brady Oliveira right up the middle of the midfield, and he'll take it down onto Edmonton's side of the field. Big one from Brady Oliveira. Oh, do the Bombers need that?
Stanley Bryant working up. Gabe Wallace. Here's the crease. Good run. Great job by Stanley Bryant. And then Brady just finds the crease and goes. And again, you can't take him down low. You got to stay high on him. Big move right there. Lateral movement. Big explosive run.
.34 yards for Brady. Winnipeg looking for a response. Now they'll get it to the former Elk Mitchell, and he's taken down. Cordell Jackson all over that one.
This is that eye candy I was saying earlier about where you're looking at one thing. They think it's going to be two guys coming across the block, and Brady gets the football, but Mitchell's going to get it as the second receiver. Corcoran's trying to block for him, but you don't have an answer on the perimeter. Great stop on the front side once again by Cordell Jackson. Great physicality, matching physicality of the Bombers.
No gain, 2nd and 10. 4 options out to the left for Kolaris. Edmonton brings heat. Kolaris gets it away, and that is almost intercepted. Oh, Mogensen had it. There is a flag on the play back by Zach. We'll see what that is. That might be roughing the passer. This would be a huge swing.
Let's see what's happening here. You're going to have all these rushers.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Edmonton number 50. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
DeBlanco.
So let's go back and take a look. When the blitz happens, you'll see everybody thinks, I got to get the ball out of my hands. They're forcing Zach to throw it hot, but Brock breaks out of the line of scrimmage. You can see him there, stop, waits for the football, knowing the ball's got to come out quickly. He just doesn't retain the catch. You can see the late hit there by Jordan Williams. But very good scheme by J.C. Sherritt. They've been pressuring all this game. Now they show pressure, force Zach to throw hot, drop somebody out right into the hot area. Just got to finish with the catch. See J.C. Sherritt there. Guy made a couple of tackles in this building.
Yeah,
the days.
He was all right, wasn't he?
He wasn't bad. He's a great player. Yeah, he said respond right now. Let's go.
First down after the late hit on Kolaris. They'll give it to Brady. And right into Mogensen again. He got about 4 yards on that first down carry.
Keep minimizing the explosives as much as you can. You know Brady's going to get some yardage.
4th straight 1,000-yard season, joining some pretty elite company as a Canadian, isn't he, Lapo?
That's awesome. Noam Kwan in this building is pretty special for that to happen. Obviously, Brady's been an elite player in this league and will play for a long time. Great to see him get that. And the great Noam Kwan.
2nd and 6. They'll go empty for Clark. 4 to the left, 2 to the right. Zach gets it away. Almost intercepted. Cordell Jackson had a decent look at it, but couldn't hang on, and Winnipeg will have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Little miscommunication on the perimeter here. Wasn't sure. I believe that was Ontario Wilson. As Zach's going ahead, they're trying to show a blitz. You can see all these guys standing here, but they're going to drop out. Zach recognizes that real quick as he flips his hips and comes back. Don't see on the screen, but Wilson has kind of stopped his route, forcing almost an interception.
Castillo, 34-yarder, no mistake, and they cut the lead to 12 to the Bombers with 38 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Good game shaping up here on Saturday night in Edmonton.
As we've seen before, Chris Streveler is such an athletic player. Hey, we're losing a couple of receivers. Let's put Streveler in a position, run some routes downfield. The guy did run a 4.46 in his pro day years ago. So the more you can do, Dusty, right?
More valuable, right?
Yeah.
Cordell Jackson doing some push-ups. You already got a touchdown. It's okay, man. Still, that would be one he would like back. He's got 1 interception so far this season. Edmonton will start over on their own 40. Back to Rankin, trying to pick his way through that defensive line. It's 4 yards, 4 creative yards on 1st down.
Elks using a lot of receivers at the line of scrimmage, create those extra gaps so they don't get outnumbered, and just give it a Rankin and let them get north-south. Good 5-yard gain.
O.J. Allaire checks back into the game for Mark Evans. Allaire leads this team, 7 targets, 4 catches. Now Rankin right to the bottom of your screen. Bombers only send 3. Fajardo has time. He's going to take off, looking for that 1st down. And I think he's got it just enough. But Cody Fajardo may have picked it up.
When you spread the box and empty out the backfield, it's not a lot of people from a defensive perspective inside. He doesn't like the picture. He's not going to throw it immediately. If he doesn't throw it immediately, he can go ahead and take it up inside. A lot of complaints about getting hit, though, by Cody today.
3 quarters in the books here in Edmonton, and it is the Elks with a 12-point lead over Winnipeg as we head to the 4th. Final 15 minutes coming up. Edmonton with a 25-13 lead. They need a win to keep their season alive, and so far so good here at home at Commonwealth for the Double E.
Commonwealth Stadium. This is my favorite stadium in the Canadian Football League to do a game. I'll tell you know why? Because there's mini donuts right outside our door, Dustin.
It's not right outside the door.
Kind of close? Is it, you know?
I mean, it's not far, but it's not right outside the door.
Well, it's a walk.
You love those things, eh?
Maybe it's a long way. Right here, have a mini donut. Right?
These are actually regular-sized donuts. We just have huge hands, so they look that way, eh? They are delicious, man. What can you say?
This Elks defense, okay, we got the offense on right now, but I want to just talk about all those stats. As the Elks defense is held up, stopping this Bomber explosive offense.
Fajardo will start it to Rankin. Not a bad idea. Here goes Rankin. Finds the outside. Takes it for a 1st down. Steps out of bounds at the 47. Justin Rankin's big night.
Dustin, I've been waiting for this football play. I've only seen this once before. This is what's called a power play, where you're doubling people back to here. And then what happens is the back can take it all the way back. It's supposed to go to the right, and if you watch right here, Rankin starts going, and then he bounces it all the way back across the field. Very dangerous. Mark Cordy ends up starting to pull, comes back to the backside on this power play to can hit anywhere on the field. This is a good drive. They want to hold on to the football right now. Keep going. They got to score points, though. They got to keep putting points on the board to win the season series.
Back to Rankin again. And a flag on the play. Almost a penalty-free game. Only 4 penalties prior to that flag there.
Holding. Edmonton number 67. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
It's Gregor McKellar, who's going to back him up 10.
You can see here. Okay, you can see right there. I think that's it right there. See his left hand. What happens is the back turns back. McKellar doesn't know he's there, so he just uses his hands too much on Willie Jefferson, triggering the 1st and 20.
From their own 54, Fajardo finds Hilaire. Hilaire picking his way through and gets those penalty yards back. Sets up about a 2nd and 10.
Really impressed with the offensive line. Martin Ivey, Mark Cordy getting out in this screen. Not easy for these big guys to do. As they get out there, give Hilaire space. Good blocking downfield. You see O'Donnell there. Really good blocking scheme for this O-line unit, helping get big 8-yard gain on, it's a good, reasonable play on 1st down. Get yourself half the distance back, so it's a manageable 2nd and long.
They got about 8.5. Fajardo will have 3 options out to his wide side right. That's where he looks first. Now he's going to go deep over the middle, too high for Victor. Incomplete. They'll have to kick it away.
Shot all the way to the top. It's going to be a post all the way in the middle of the field. They're going to run a layered route, and he's going to take the deepest shot downfield. Just have a safety over the top. Good position by the Bombers defense. Takes a shot here. Good layoff by the Bombers defense. Tony Jones. Difficult penalty. Took him out of an opportunity to kick a field goal. Like, they got to keep scoring points here, Dusty, to make sure they win the season series by having more points.
Julian lays one up there. Vavel hustles over, takes it at the 10. Will run out of room. Just outside. Well, just inside the 20. They'll say he stepped out at the 19. Zach Collaros, down by a dozen, will have the ball with 12.5 to play here in Edmonton when we return. Well, there's a look at the head coach of this organization. Teachers are on strike in this province right now, and the Elks trying to find a way to keep kids busy. For more on that, down Tom Gazzola.
Yeah, 125 high school players took part in the first of 6 planned sessions of essentially a training camp as their season has been halted. Chris Morris's idea, Elks president Chris Morris, also a former teacher, former principal in the Edmonton area, so obviously education and football very important to him. You had some Elks players on the field helping out with the camp. And then Mark Killam, head coach of the Elks, actually popped out onto the turf to see what was going on here at Commonwealth Stadium. He said it was awesome to see the next generation of Canadian talent keeping sharp, waiting for their season to resume. And then he also added this, that it is great to see these guys out here, and there's something so pure about high school football. Coach Lapo, I'm sure you can appreciate that.
Absolutely, and I can tell you, I think the leadership here got it right. Chris Morris, Ed Hervey, Mark Killam, all guys who have ties to this community, want to be a part of this, trying to build something, and it's great to see what they do here for the community. And again, I heard some people talking today, and, they're making a run down the stretch, but they're talking about, listen, we know it's going to take time. We just want to go to a game and see a competitive game, and that's what they feel they're getting from this Elks football team this season. And actually, they're making a push down the stretch.
1st and 10 for the Bombers from their 30. Collaros gets it away. Ontario Wilson. Good burst up the middle between 2 defenders. And he's got a 1st down for Winnipeg.
Quick little completion, run pass option. If you've got a receiver running across the field, If you know it's man coverage, you can go ahead and throw it and then block for him. Nice catch on the perimeter. You get some blocking downfield by Clarcius. Ball thrown behind the line of scrimmage to allow you to get a big gain. Doesn't take a lot, so just a throw, real quick throw, gets you 10 yards, easy first down.
That was the longest pass of the game for Winnipeg. Here's Kolaris, under heat, dumps it off. Brady's got it. Mogensen's on him immediately, and that'll be a loss of at least a yard.
The pressure, trying to take a shot, little play action pass, but if you look up top of your screen, Noah Taylor is coming off this edge. He comes with speed. They don't have anybody for him. They're going late to try to get to him. The line stepped down. You can see coming across the field. Hard to get to him as you come across. That's not easy for the back to do. Okay, Michael Chris Ike trying to get across. Difficult spot. Good job, Noah Taylor.
2nd and 11. Kolaris looks to his left, gives it to Brady, and Brady is hammered immediately by his former teammate, Terrell Ford.
Little zone pressure. What does zone pressure allow you? Forces the quarterback to throw the ball quickly, but you have zone defenders watching the quarterback. Tyrell Ford's at the wide side of the field. He watches it the whole time, sees the ball out quickly, rallies up. Nice tackle in the open field to Brady.
Javon Leake waits back at his own 15. As Jamison Sheen will have to kick it away again. This will be his 6th punt of the ball game. And now I believe a flag was just looked like a flag was thrown behind. Now they're gonna take it up. They're looking at I believe the replay center's taking a look at the hit on Brady from Ford. Killam doesn't like it.
Illegal low block, Edmonton number 30. It'll be 10-yard penalty, and we'll repeat second down.
This might be the new rule where a defender's defendless can't see what's happening, and it's a low hit when he can't see, but you're not supposed to go to you're not supposed to block low on a defender when the defender can't see it coming, I believe, is I think what they're rolling here.
Sorry, we have an unnecessary hit on a receiver. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
All right, so that's even worse for Edmonton.
Yeah,
Killam is not. I mean, this would be the replay center that stepped in here, right?
Yes, they saw it.
Timer, please reset the clock.
I don't know if I agree with that call in any way, shape, or form, but.
Crowd here not happy. Understandable. Not called on the field, but replay center steps in. Kolaris now. Way down the field, nobody home. Too much juice on it for Wilson, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
That's what the Elks have done a really good job in this 3rd, 4th quarter, forcing a bunch of 2nd and 10s here for Zach. And then now they're going to pressure. Been doing a good job pressuring with a number of linebackers and defensive linemen playing zone behind it. Big play here for Zach. Also, they got to keep getting points at 45 yards. They're sitting in a 52-yard field goal. Cannot lose any yardage here.
Castillo would have a breeze at his back on this one. Go from the Edmonton 45. 3 to the wide side right for Kolaris. Goes over the middle, and it's taken away! Logan's got it for Edmonton, and he's going to take it back. Midfield comes it back in, stays on his feet, and now inside the 40. The defense comes up again. A super late flag along the near sideline over here, and we'll see what that call is. 3rd interception of the year for Kenneth Logan Jr. Second thrown in this game by Zach Collaros. And the Elks defense stands strong.
Kenneth Logan from his strong Sam linebacker spot. What you watch is he's going to start creeping in here as Zach holds the ball and doesn't throw it immediately to this dig. Kenneth Logan's right in a position to undercut the dig and go. As this return's happening, you're going to see coming up a late hit right there. Okay, here's the interception, Logan. As you're coming up, you'll see Noah Taylor coming into the screen right there. Noah Taylor with that tourist hit. Right, difficult penalty, flips the field for the Elks.
Yeah, backs the Elks all the way up to their own 43 after that penalty. Ball was down inside the 40 on the return from Logan. Takes them definitely out of field goal range.
What the team has to have that understanding, as we keep talking about, the Bombers right now on a season series, they may lose the game, but in a season series, they're up by 1 right now.
Yeah.
So difficult penalty for them to take. What I mean by up by 1, they're leading to start this game by 13.
For a possible tiebreaker situation if necessary. 2nd and 10 for Fajardo. Goes over the middle. That was almost taken back the other way. Allen, who has a couple of interceptions on the year, couldn't get his 3rd.
Cam Allen's going to show up, recognize the dig, and he's going to drive it and jump in front of Hilaire. Just doesn't see it into his hands, or else he's going all the way to the end zone.
What a big penalty by Noah Taylor, though.
Yeah, takes 3 points off the board.
3 points off the possible 3-point attempt off the board, at least. Would have put Edmonton up by 15. Valvo will wait just inside his own 20. Elks forced to kick it back to Winnipeg here. Julian gets it away. Hung it up there. Valvo caught it on the run. Flag does fly. Valvo's hammered down by Shackle. So no yards flag on that return. The ball will be placed at the 50.
Great execution by Trey Valvo on the short punt, sprinting up, getting underneath it, getting the catch. Not only catching in the air, but creating the penalty on the short kick.
Collaros will move some bodies over to his right. There's going to be some pressure coming from the left. He's on the run to his right. Finds Brady. And Brady meets Ford. They'll tie each other up. About 4 yards on the play.
Brady is the 4th player in the CFL in yak yards. Catches that a little bit behind him. Not much yak there. Just put your foot in the ground. Try to run over a guy. Try to run over Terrell Ford, former teammate, having a little fun. Brady's saying, "Why'd you hit me low? Why'd you go low on me?"
Brady will slide back in to the right of his quarterback here. 2nd and 5 midfield. Collaros, far side, wide open, drops it in there. Clercius has it. Tracked down from behind by Kobe Williams, but a big first down for Winnipeg.
Great recognition of the zone. Hey, when you're playing zone coverage, there's always going to be, there's going to be a little player, the corner, Terrell Ford is going to walk in, and then you're going to have a receiver all the way on the outside, Clercius, as Terrell Ford goes in to cover the seam. Zach recognizes nobody in the flats to the wide side of the field. Veteran quarterback seeing the coverage, making them pay. There's always a hole in zone. It's whether the quarterback sees it and has time. Dusty.
Takes the handoff to Brady. Wants to go deep. He will go deep down the field for Wilson. Up for grabs, and he catches it. Oh, my goodness. What happened there? Jackson comes comes away with it. The officials are going to say touchdown, and now they're going to sort things out. I could not believe Wilson hauled that one in.
You talked about the play of the year. Like, this is another play of the, this is an amazing play. If this stands.
What was that?
He tipped it to himself for the touchdown. Little shot on the perimeter, trying to throw to Wilson downfield, but watch here, it's short. He goes to jump, makes a jump ball, it's bouncing, everybody's trying to bounce it up. Terrell Ford does, Wilson tips it to himself. Hopefully we have more angles to see this catch.
Here we go.
Terrell Ford tips it up.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable by Wilson.
And again, once the ball's in the ground like that, that tie, like it's going to go down as a touchdown. That's it. We'll see him like that.
His second touchdown of the season. And we've got a 5-point game on a wild and weird night in Edmonton. Look at the focus here from Wilson. Stretches out. Pulls it in.
You don't see catches like this often. You don't see concentration like this. Understanding, I'm falling to the ground. Here's an isolation of the whole route. He's trying to run a deep corner route, and he sees the ball in the air. So he has got the concentration to flip his hips, and then it's a little bit short, and he tips it to himself. He's almost about to catch it with his head. Just an amazing play. The concentration to be able to make that touchdown. Great trust by Zach, giving him opportunity. Could have been a pick.
Could have been picked, yeah. We could give you a million looks at that. It wouldn't be enough. That was just outstanding concentration from Ontario Wilson. A couple incredible catches. Emilus had that beautiful one last night. That was just circus. Circus stuff there from Wilson. Now here comes Javon Leak. Leak takes it all the way out, just shy of the 50. A nice response from Javon Leak, his best return of the ball game.
Great to see Javon Leak, second the CFL in kickoff return yards. Just taking his time, finding the space, and then making a couple guys miss. Put the ball all the way out to the 50-yard line.
Cody Fajardo, 11 of 21, just 125 yards passing in this game, but his team has a 5-point lead. Rankin, 137 yards on 16 carries. Fajardo will roll to his right. Far side, drops it in there for Victor, who is coming back to the ball. Give him about 7.
Heavy play action pass. Go ahead, we'll play this. Good action on the play action pass, boot, and it's a comeback right to the sideline. Go ahead, get Dexter Lawson backed up, throw it for a big throw on the sideline, 8-yard gain. Nice safe throw for Cody. And everybody's playing around.
And they find a couple more yards here, keep this fourth quarter drive alive. Whistles will go. Looks like this is against Edmonton.
Procedure. Edmonton number 61. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Yeah, you can see Mark Evans. There's a lot of extra offensive linemen in the game. You can see we have extra offensive linemen playing, and you can see Evans is going to start moving. See him right there? He's starting to move his feet a little bit, trying to get in better position in there, but he can't go forward, can't go upfield. Takes a 2nd and 2 to a 2nd and 8. Difficult penalty.
Rankin will slide out to the left of Fajardo now. Cody looks to the right, throws to the right. Is that taken away? No, incomplete. Parker engaged in battle with Hilaire, and it'll be an incomplete pass And Edmonton will have to kick it away yet again with 4.5 on the clock.
Great jump by Jamal Parker, trying to make a play on the football. See Jamal Parker right here. He's, that defensive back, see, he's looking at Cody the whole time, so he's trying to say, hey, once I see it, see the hands go up by the quarterback, I'm going to drive the football. Just almost gets there, but good stop. Sometimes your job as a receiver is to prevent interceptions when the defender made a good play on the football. Hilaire did a good job of that. But great jump by Parker there, almost getting the pick.
Settle in with us here on TSN on a Saturday night. Great finish coming up at Commonwealth. Julian from his own 40. Low driving kick this time into the wind. It's going to bounce down. Valvo slides over. Takes it just inside the 5. Actually, that is Mitchell back there this time.
We have enough WestJet points to cover our entire flight to Paris.
Mamma mia.
That's Italian.
So Dylan Mitchell back to return that kick. We saw Vavel get injured earlier in the game, didn't miss any time. And we also saw him hurt his ankle, I believe, at one point. So keep tabs on that situation.
One thing to talk about is Jake Julian, his punting today. And again, once he did what's called the crossfield kick, he kicked it away from the returner, forcing no return, very little return for the returner. Done a really good job backing this Bomber offense up all game.
A win for the Bombers puts them back in the postseason. Polaris will start it to Stearns. He's wrapped up immediately. Jalen Garnes down from his safety position to make the tackle.
You watch Jalen Garnes, he's way up here on your screen, but as motion and movement happens, he ends up going to play the halfback on that side. Zach pulls it. He's got to get the ball out of his hand quickly because the linebacker's coming for it. So it's a good tackle by Garnes in space, reacting to the movement of the Bombers offense.
Clock ticks down towards 3 minutes here in Edmonton. Polaris, some last minute instructions, looks to his left, throws over the middle. Oh, incomplete. Was looking for Brady Oliveira, who snuck in behind the defense. I'm not sure if an Edmonton defender got a hand on that one or not.
Brady left the backfield and then ran right down the middle of the field. Zach's eyeballing him the whole time. Jalen Garnes,
Winnipeg,
is there.
You get a hand on that?
Not sure if he got a hand on it.
I think he did. I think he changed
to throw it over
slightly. Let's see. I can't see on that. Well, see, the ball changed direction a bit.
His vertical jump went right through the camera, so he can jump up. Great
got
play.
A finger on it.
Great play by Jalen Garnes. That's what you talk about when you're measuring guys. Can they jump, make plays? That could be a touchdown if he doesn't jump up and make that play. Jalen Garnes. This defense early in the year was the worst defense in almost every category. And you see the progression of this unit, how well they're playing against a veteran quarterback.
Jamison Sheen spirals one down the field. Good job by Leak on a weird hop, able to bring it up along the sideline. Took a pretty good hit at the end of the play. Edmonton trying to make a case, but they're not going to win that one. We are inside 3 minutes. Edmonton trying to keep their season alive. They lead by 5. Welcome back to Commonwealth, where it's been one of those nights in the Canadian Football League. Couple of wild plays.
For the Bombers. Going to be Bomber ball. Nope. Cordell Jackson takes it for the touchdown. Thought that was a crazy play.
And then this was just wild. Wilson, look at the focus here to get back to that ball. I'm sure you'll see a better effort all year than when Wilson did in the end zone. Put his team within 5 here. Edmonton gets the ball back, nearing midfield. They'll give it to Rankin. Rankin, can he find a path through? Not this time. Got about a yard. That'll set up 2nd and 9. They might give him a couple.
Tyree Wilson does a great job in the ends making this play. So here's real important, as we talked about, you know, if they're finished in a tie, what's the next thing? Goes to the point differential if they both finish with 1. So this is interesting. They go down and get a touchdown. They got to go for 2 here, Dusty, to tie it up and make it a 13 points. So they would be they'd be 0 at the point differential.
Long way to go here, though. Fajardo takes off. Going to try to do it himself. Runs into trouble. Taken down from behind at midfield. And that will bring up 3rd down, and they'll have to kick it away again.
Good pressure. Tony Jones comes, and then really coverage sack. Nobody open. Cody pulls the ball down, tries to scramble. With the no yardage on 1st down, it's going to put you in a tough position. They scramble to get enough for 1st down. So good stop by the Bombers, giving themselves one more opportunity.
Dylan Mitchell goes back to return this kick again. So both Dembski and Vavel banged up here tonight for the Bombers. But they will get the ball back down just 5 with 2 to play. Julian from his 45 lays one out there. Mitchell slides over, takes it at the 15. And just quick push along the near sideline. And he's out at the 23. Zach Collaros, maybe a chance here to lead a game-winning drive. Nobody has more currently active in the league than this guy, including the postseason. He's got 30.
20 of 30 in this game so far, 67%. Only 175 yards. They've kept him out of the big plays. He's got the 2 interceptions. He's going to just put it together. He's going to be able to be able to handle a lot of his zone concepts that the Elks continue to play against him.
16 touchdowns and 15 interceptions on the year now for Collaros. Edmonton only sends 4. Zach stays in the pocket, down the field. Chris Ike has it, and he'll push it out beyond the 40. That's just his 2nd catch of the entire season.
Chris Ike sitting down underneath in the zone. Zach doesn't like the picture to his right, flips his hips, finds his underneath check down for a big gain. Bombers are at the line of scrimmage, trying to go tempo here.
Collaros looks to his left. Can he find anything? Dumps it off to Brady. Brady Oliveira broke 1 tackle, got by DeBlanco. Mogeson is there to help finish him off with 1:27 on the clock. Got about 6 yards.
Good things to do. Don't force the throw downfield. You can see him looking for the downfield throw. Everybody walls. What does that mean? Covers the deep ones. Check it down to your back. Put yourself in 2nd and short position. You're probably in 3 down territory here. Keep throwing completions.
Clock ticks down to 1 minute and 15 seconds. Collaros wants a big one. Down the field. Incomplete. Working against J.J. Ross. Ontario Wilson looks like he wanted a flag. Nothing there. And it'll be a 3rd and 4.
Shot on the perimeter. You're going to take downfield. They're going to try to little action fake and throw a corner route to Wilson. J.J. Ross comes up with a nice, uses long arms to knock that football down, forcing this 3rd and 4 here for the Bombers.
Edmonton's defense has come up big multiple times tonight. Can they do it again here to possibly keep their season alive? 67 seconds left in the game. Collaros, Edmonton will send 5. Zach from the pocket, down the field again. Too much juice. Incomplete, turnover on downs. That one, surprisingly, wasn't even close.
Good pocket to throw from. Takes a shot on the deep ball. I think he thinks Wilson's going to go inside of the halfback. Doesn't go inside. That's not where they wanted to be. I think that was Jarrett Stearns.
It was Stearns, yep.
Huge stop by the Elks.
Edmonton gets the ball back on the Winnipeg 50. Fajardo goes to Rankin. Rankin taken down, but is there a face mask on this play? Flag came out very quickly.
Cam Lawson does his job by creating some penetration, but I think he grabs a face mask. Okay, right there.
Oh, might have just been the ball.
This man have been a little bit below the ball. I don't know. Okay, the replay center will be looking at that right now, confirming that. Doesn't look like
the ball was up by the helmet, mask. But yeah, it looked like he kind of got the ball. That then
a good push.
No
Watch him bench pressing. Right?
It'll be
yeah, he's on the ball the whole time. You can see that's a good call by the replay center. He's carrying the ball high so it doesn't get turned out. So he's protecting the football with a minute left in the game. Lawson grabbed the football.
The crowd here hates it. They're showing it on the big screen. Maybe not the best look in-house here, but they got that right. And it'll be 2nd and 11.
A lot of boos. You know what? It's good boos. You know why? Because they used to be booing the Elks, right?
That's true. Now they're booing 2 years ago.
Now they're booing the officials.
Everybody can unite.
A lot of growth
booing
in this
officials.
Elks organization. Really good for them.
Fajardo, 3-man pressure near sideline, finds Victor. Let's see where they spot this. 2 yards short of the first down.
Good decision by Cody. Inside out read. He takes the outside throw because he knows it's a one-on-one matchup on the outside as the linebacker stayed inside. It's 2 yards short.
Cody Fajardo quickly back over to the sideline. Third and 2. We're waiting for the officials.
Timeout, Edmonton.
And now Edmonton will take the timeout. With 9 seconds on the clock. They'll look for the win.
Timer, please reset the clock to 11
their
seconds.
Season
Thank
alive.
You.
Live to play another week.
Yeah, and I think as you think about this team, a couple weeks ago, they have a huge win at home versus Calgary. 2 weeks ago, the #1 team in the West, they have a huge win, and now they're going to sneak away with a win over the Bombers. So this is great growth for all these fans, these people starting to get a belief in what's happening here with Chris Morris, Ed Hervey, Mark Killam, what they're doing. They're not going to put themselves in position for a long field goal.
Julian will come out with 11 seconds on the clock. It'll start to tick. He lays one out there. Mitchell watches it bounce, takes it just inside the 5, and he'll be stopped just outside the 10 with 1 second on the clock. And the Edmonton Elks will continue to have some hope. They will need some help, but they are not eliminated just yet. Fajardo and Killam with a conversation on the sideline. Winnipeg not able to clinch a playoff spot. Cody Fajardo will go to 6-5 as the starting quarterback. this season unless Colares can find something magical here. They just hand it off, and Brady Oliveira heads up the field. Brady Oliveira all the way out to the 40, and that's where they'll take him down and make it 4 wins in a row at home for the Edmonton Elks. And their season is not dead just yet. 25-20, the final.
Impressed in a couple of things. First and foremost, the Elks defense. I talked about it earlier. Early in the season, we used to do the stats on all these teams. It was the worst defense in the league, Dusty, in almost every category. Holding Zach Colares to 200 yards, 2 interceptions. They are coming along, and that's how you win when you play good defense.
Let's give you a look at the updated standings, the CFL playoff picture. Hamilton is in, Montreal is in, the Riders are in, the Lions are in. Winnipeg sits at 8-8. Edmonton now at 7-9. Calgary at 9-7, not yet officially in.
So the Bombers, once again, will take a little time to figure out where they are or if they're in. But a big win for Mark Killam, creating a belief in what they're doing in this organization.
Winnipeg will wrap up at home against the Riders and then the Alouettes. But the streak is over after losing 13 in a row to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The Edmonton Elks find a way to not only win, but in the process, keep their playoff hopes, albeit slim, alive for now. 25-20 the final. Edmonton victorious at Commonwealth. Thank you very much for joining us. Sports Center with Laura Dyke and Mark Rowe is next.